I'm off of my acid reflux medicine that I've been on since '97.
I am currently off all my major medications, from my insulin to my metformin and my blood pressure medicine.
I was having 6 to 8 migraines a month, and I have not had any since I began the program.
I started having health issues that I really was too young to be having. Had high blood pressure, and I was on Lasix, lots of thyroid medicine.
So with no exercise, bad eating habits, menopause hitting, some depression hitting, I just thought I've got to do this.
One thing that's been wonderful about this is the support system here at Franklin Health and Fitness Center.
I lost 21 pounds in the first 30 days.
By day 12, I was down 12.5 pounds, and I was feeling amazing.
I've lost 71 pounds and 70 inches off my body. I feel 100% better than I did before.
I have a lot more energy. I'm ready to get out and exercise.
And I have more energy now. I just went to the Biltmore House, walked the whole Biltmore House, which I could have never done 3 months ago.
At the end of the 30 days on 2030, I'd lost 29.5 pounds and 40-something inches.
I had a doctor's visit scheduled for right after around 30 days from I started the plan, and he reduced my blood pressure medicine, and my diabetes medicine was cut in half.
I was able to drop a medication completely that I was taking for fibromyalgia.
I can walk up a hill or run up a hill that I couldn't even go up without stopping to take breaths. So it's just an awesome program.
You can do anything for 30 days, but trust me, after the first week, you're hooked, and it is a lifestyle change.
It's now a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. We tend to call it a diet, but it's not. We'll always eat like this.
The 2030 program is just almost like falling off the couch. It's so easy. You just do what your coach tells you. You eat the foods in the proper portions, and the weight just falls off.
If you're considering doing it, I would strongly recommend it. It works, and just do it. Just do it.